I'm going to bring you Game 2 in the IEM tournament between the Little One and White Raw. That's White Raw with a W. R-A-W-R-A, White Raw. Okay, you can tell I like White Raw, although I love the Little One. I love them both. I love Starcraft. I love you guys. I love everything. I love this base here. This cool looking asteroid base, too. This is Game 2, and the Little One did take Game 1 with a very creative one-base build, one-base play with Banshees, Marauders, Marines, and a Raven. Here we have Delta Quadrant, the Little One spawning as blue in the bottom right, and White Raw as red Protoss in the bottom left, and the Little One is Terran. It'd be interesting to see how if the Little One stays on his one-base play, or if he goes for like a fast expansion. This is a 4-player map, so Metalopolis was a 4-player map too, but I feel like the spaces are just a little bit bigger because you have the Grand Army has to go into the center, and then it has to go over here. We'll see what happens. Now White Raw, aka Duckload Raw. A lot of people are like, who's Duckload Raw? Well, White Raw, I don't blame him for changing his name because they pay him money to be Duckload Raw, which means he can continue to just play StarCraft 2 and get paid money. Pretty good deal. I don't make money casting, and neither do really the other casters who have like 100,000 more subscribers than I do. But hey, I'm happy with any number of subscribers. And if you do choose to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. And I will listen to your comments and feedback. Ooh, look at this, the Little One trapping White Raw's probe. I've never seen that before. I've seen that. Oh, but then it gets away. I really thought the probe was going to go down. Anyway, what I was talking about was subscribers. I would appreciate it if you were to subscribe. Just make me feel good. I love doing this. I love casting, and your support will encourage me to keep casting. If you think I'm a loser or a dick or an asshole or a jerk, please don't write that unless you have some constructive criticism. I don't think I'm any of those things. Nor am I nice or friendly or cool. Labels are just labels, guys. But anyway, back to the game. We have a refinery coming on 17 after a barracks, and are we going to see a tech flag? No, so far just a Marine. And meanwhile, White Raw has an assimilator and a chrono boosted Zealot. We should probably see a cybernetics core coming down soon. Here it is, behind the mineral line. And we have just probes and SCVs going around the base. Now what I want to know is, it looks like White Raw knows where TLO is, but TLO doesn't know where White Raw is. So if White Raw definitely has a bit of an advantage there. I wonder what would be cool is if White Raw put like a Stargate here and built some Void Rays and harassed TLO's base. I had talked about this in my other replays, but White Raw is made Void Rays popular in the Starcraft 2 beta. And finally, the Little One is scouting. Has scouted White Raw. So it is 4 o'clock in the morning, so if I'm a little bit slow with things, that's why. I don't think I'll be getting much sleep. And I'm going to be going to church in a few hours. Yes, I go to church. I go to church because I like rules, I like religion, and I like discipline, and I like to be told what to do, and I don't want to think for myself. That's what the church is, right? No, I'm just going to joke around. I don't like any of those things. I don't like religion. I think the church is stupid. It's about religion. So anyway, here we go. Zealots attacking. Oh, going in the Marines doing this and that, and micro, and oh my gosh, this Marine run over here, this Marine run over here, and that Zealot gets taken down. Great micro from the Little One. Meanwhile, one Zealot is now loose in the probe line. Come on, stop running. Just start attacking. This guy is not gonna get alive, and he did not have any kills, I don't think. No, that Zealot is returned to Ire, and this Stalker is gonna run for his life. Unfortunately, concussive shells have not been researched, so this Marauder is just gonna hop all the way home, trying to get the Stalker, but shields are replenishing on that Stalker, so he will be okay. I'd say White Raw is a little bit of trouble doing the same play with a robotics facility, adding another 2 gateways. Same build from White Raw. Meanwhile, we have a somewhat later factory than from the previous game, and a second barrack. We'll see if the Little One decides to go for Ravens. Anyway, what I'd like to talk about is this here. If you were White Raw, let's go to White Raw cam. That's the Little One's cam. If you go to White Raw cam, I would think, since White Raw made Void Ray so popular in the beta, because he just demolished people with them, You can just build one Stargate here and send a Void Ray in here. I just think that would be so cool. I would really like to see that, but you know, White Raw is White Raw, and the same play over and over does get boring. So, putting out a Warp Prism. We'll see what White Raw can do with that. Warp technology is up. So, Warp Prism coming. Maybe he can do some harassment. This would be a cool way to go. And you know, I find it interesting at 41 food, 6 minutes through the game. Okay. 9 minutes through the game. In game 1, White Raw had expanded, I think, and the little one had not. But little one did have a good unit composition and just demolished White Raw. I think in that case, expanding was dangerous because that 400 minerals could have been an extra 4 zealots, etc., etc. I just feel like, okay, here we have a warp. I just feel like expanding can be good, but then if you can't hold it, then that means you're at a disadvantage. That's what I'm trying to say. So we have some Warp Prism Harass. And I just gotta say, these things do not have... They have 40 shields, 100 health. They're very vulnerable. But if he puts it... Like if I say if he puts it here and then flies away, and you know, maybe he would be okay, but hopefully he will not lose it. Instead he's going right into the base of the little one. Little one's probes are running away. Very good reaction time. Very, very good reaction time. And I don't. Okay, here come the Marines, the anti-air unit, and don't lose that Warp Prism. I'm definitely favoring White Rock because I'm a Protoss player, but I love the little one. So if I'm biased, that's just your caster's bias, but I do not want that to affect my very professional commentary. And I feel like I'm getting better at these things as I do more. So yeah, I just love that I get to be doing this. It's a fun hobby. Hopefully you enjoy it too. So here comes a Hellion. Dun, 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 dun. I feel like that was just a scouting Hellion, just seeing what was up. And here, White Raw still continuing with this Warp Prism play and getting the more secure expansion. Now this is a cool expansion to get. See, the little one had a... The little one is now pushing, but if the little one had a medevac, he could come here and like some tanks, then he could harass this. But I think White Raw is going to be safe. If White Raw can just hold this expansion, just hold his ramp, then I think he'll be safe from his push. This is a very similar push to last game, minus the Raven. It's also a little bit later. Well, it's 10 minutes in the game. It might be about the same time. There's no Raven to speak of. And I feel like White Raw, in this circumstance, unlike last game, will be able to pull it more easily because of the force fields. And he had lots of Stalkers and so those Banshees are taken down. He did not have those. Meanwhile, the little one is continuing his one base play with 2 Stargates, 1 factory, and 2 barracks. More Warp Prism harass here. But I don't see, besides these Banshees cannot take down Warp Prisms and take out Zealots. Are you White Raw? I would run away with your Warp Prism. And here comes a counter push by White Raw. Meanwhile, we have the expansion. It's just getting down with a photon cannon in case of Banshee harass. Very, very prudent for White Raw to do that. And taking out the tech lab. Tech labs and reactors are good to take down because they have lower health than the buildings, and it's just a good snipe when you don't have much time. You just take what you can get. And I like White Raw's play here. He's being cautious. He's just harassing with Warp Prisms, not going all in. I think White Raw is really playing for a macro game, whereas the little one is continuing with his one base play, and he's consistently doing supply drops on these depots. He did that a couple times in the other game. And we know what I love is just watching these pro gamers and seeing how, like, in one series they'll have one build that they use, and then like 2 months later they're doing something completely different. Very creative play from both of these players. These Phoenix are trying to take out these Banshee, meanwhile with the Viking shooting down the Phoenix. Zealots attacking some rogue SCVs. A probe in on the prey, and the Phoenix has definitely helped out a lot. Now, where is the Stargate? Here's the Stargate, and a photon cannon. Again, this photon cannon is to protect his base against Banshee Cloak, which we have not seen. Meanwhile, let's bring up the units. Looks like White Rod definitely has more units. 37 over 27 harvesters, and a probes chilling in the middle of the base. Yeah, pretty much everyone's units are just at their base right now. The little one has pushed and pushed and pushed off of one base, and I think if the little one doesn't expand soon, he's going to be in trouble because... Oh, good. Finally, we have an expansion for the little one. I was going to say, because if he doesn't expand soon and he keeps throwing away units to White Rod, since White Rod has been holding it off, he will be ahead. Here we have a robotics bay for Colossi, obviously, meanwhile an immortal coming out, and a fourth gateway. I wouldn't be surprised if White Rod threw down another expansion soon. That would be consistent with his macro play. And it looks like the little one is continuing to make banshees, and these marines are going to make short work of these Phoenix, I guarantee you. White Rod did lose 2 out of the 3 Phoenix, but continuing to harass with Warp Prism and Zealots. Very good idea. Just don't lose your Warp Prism. Oh, there it goes down with the unit inside of it. That was a failed harass by White Rod, but it is buying him. It is keeping. What that harass did, he did lose a lot of units, but it did buy him lots of time to get even more probes and just more of